How's it going, Habibis? I just want to hit you guys with a quick video. This is a little bit late, but it's a deck that I really did enjoy and I wanted to show off more of. This is some just Regenesis Dark Magician gameplay. Tons of fun with this deck. I really enjoy it. I think it's very competitive too. It has good matchups. It has very favorable matchups. So here we're gonna get get impulsed, on the Regenesis code here. And we're under Fua, so we need to be careful with that. We're going to summon the DM, and then that's going to allow us to set up our Regenesis Warrior. Regenesis Warrior can return a monster to the hand. So here we're going up against Maliss, if you couldn't tell by the impulse. They are the better players, so they have the cross out to stop the Imperm. So since Imperm's going to be negated, I'm actually going to get rid of the White Rabbit. White Rabbit is still going to set a trap, but they're not going to have a monster on the field to banish. So that is going to effectively end their turn. So I know one of the cards in their hand is the White Rabbit. They have two other cards in their hand. Let's see what they do with those two cards. We get the Regenesis Warrior back. So now we're going to go into Chaos Angel, force out this trap here. They're going to activate it, adding their March Hare. They're going to activate March Hare, banish the White Rabbit. White Rabbit's going to summon itself. They're going to set the 06. Now I'm going to send Mahad to the graveyard, summon out Dark Magician. Circle is going to banish the White Rabbit permanently. Then they're going to summon it back with the 07. The 06, add back the March Hare. Now we're going to get rid of the White Rabbit again, hopefully for good, but probably not because they have the March Hare in hand. So from here, we're going to need to set up some more disruption. We're going to go into SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is going to allow us to banish that March Hare. Okay? So, I'm sorry, banish that White Rabbit. We knew the March Hare was going to re-banish the White Rabbit the following turn, so we got rid of it ahead of time. Smart Matty plays. Fortunately, they have Shining Sark. Shining Sark allows them to get Cheesy Cat. I'm going to banish this Cheesy Cat. They're still going to get the Dormouse out. Dormouse is going to banish White Rabbit. I'm sorry, Cheesy Cat. No, that's White Rabbit. Yeah, White Rabbit. But they're low on life points. They're low on life points, so they can't do too much here. They can't summon as much as you would think. We're going to spin back the Link Decoder. They're going to go back into the Link Decoder. Go Code of Soul, summon out the Ash Blossom. And you're going to see here, them not being able to pay life points is going to be huge for them. So they have to get rid of the Link so they don't gain the life points. They go into Transcode Talker. And here they're just going to see if they could go Access Code Talker and get rid of my Dark Magical Circle. But we're going to have the Recursion from the Regenesis Warrior. It's going to come back to our hand. And this long grind of a duel is about to come to an end. We get SP Little Knight back as well. And then we draw into IOC. IOC is going to grab Magician Souls. Magician Souls is going to summon DM, and then we'll summon Warrior. And then we would have Dark Magical finish them for game. GG's. Regenesis DM, guys. Very fun deck. Let's go into another one. All right, so here we have the Cracked Out going first hand. All gas, no brakes. Let's get it. We're going to go Regenesis. They're going to hit us with Maxi. Regenesis is going to grab Sage. We're going to go Lordly Low. Lordly Low is going to grab the Ether Barrel. Ether Barrel is going to set the Drill Beam. And then I'm going to summon out my Regenesis Archfiend, Searching for Birth, summon out the Sage, summon out the DM. So I'm going to give them 3 draws here. But with those 3 draws, I do set up quite a bit. We set up 2 Omni Negates. We set up a Book of Moon. Let's see if it's enough. So Tearlament Scream. We're going up against Tear. They're going to go Rhino Heart. Chain the Scream. So Chain Block. I'm going to Drill Beam the Rhino Heart. So be proactive here. Banish it. Get it off the field. Make sure that it's in the graveyard. That's banished so that they can't use it for future fusion summons, potentially. Now, of course, they're playing the Gem Knight version. So they're going to go Dugaris here. Dugaris is going to allow them to special summon a monster. We're going to negate and destroy that with the Regenesis Sage. Now they're going to go into their Brilliant Fusion that they had. Or did they search for the Brilliant Fusion? I think they might have. No, they already had the Brilliant Fusion. Yeah. So they end up getting into Kick House. Very unfortunate. But before they could use Kick House's effect, We're going to flip it face down, and that is going to effectively end their turn. So despite the Max C, we are able to stop them on the clapback. So now let's see what we can do on our clapback. They have another Max C, but this time we could push for game. So we're going to reset the drill beam. We're going to summon out the Archfiend, grab Regenesis Code, summon out the dragon, attack. Snow is going to activate in the graveyard. They're going to, desperately try to do stuff here. No big deal. Attack, attack, attack. Banish that. Activate Regenesis Code. Summon out Warrior. So now we needed space, so that's why we banished, or that's why we activated our Regenesis Dragon. And we finish it off with a Dark Magic attack for game. Double Max C still got cooked. All right, so this is a really interesting duel, actually. We are going up against a Horus Regenesis player. It's a little bit of a longer duel, so I'm going to fast forward a little bit. But this duel, I do feel the need to say, some of these duels are from up to, I think, about a month ago, as they TTT and take my Magician Souls. Very rude of them. Some of these duels are from up to a month ago. I did use this deck in the Duelist Cup. We got to max level with it. So here we're going to go IOC. It's going to be met with Dragon's Mind. Dragon's Mind is pretty common to be played in Regenesis. I don't play it. I know a lot of you guys in my first Regenesis video were suggesting it. I don't personally play it. I think it's a very good card though, so it's definitely an option. So they're going to negate and destroy my IOC. I have to... I don't really have many options here. I have to go Red Eyes Dark Dragoon, right? Unfortunately, King Sark protects these from being destroyed by card effect. And then I can't attack because if a Horus monster attacks, King Sark can just send it to the graveyard. So I'm going to try to negate this. They're going to use that Dragon's Mind. So no regrets there. I'm glad I got rid of the Dragon's Mind. Now they're going to get rid of my Dragoon and swing big here. So now we have to have a good draw. But actually, we really don't. We're in good shape because we do have the Regenesis and then we get the Regenesis Warrior back. Now we do have a great draw in Regenesis Archfiend. We're going to go Regenesis, grab Regenesis Dragon. Regenesis Dragon's huge. We're going to get rid of King Sarcophagus. Now, because there's no monsters on the field, Imseti can't do anything. And then Queb is going to just make it so we can't target their monsters for this turn. That's fine. Whatever. No big deal. I'm going to summon Regenesis Warrior. I'm sorry. I'm going to summon Archfiend, search for birth, then summon the Warrior. Okay? And then we're going to use the Regenesis in the graveyard, banish it to resummon the Regenesis Dragon, and then set our Regenesis Birth. Okay. So now we have some kind of board presence. We're back in shape. But my opponent, W top deck by them. They believed in the heart of the cards. They got Regenesis Archfiend. They search for a Regenesis here. Okay. Search for a Regenesis. Grab Regenesis Dragon. Now I'm going to use my Regenesis Warrior to spin back the Queb. Okay. They're going to tribute the Archfiend to negate it using Sage's effect. Next, they're going to use their Regenesis effect in the graveyard to resummon that Regenesis Archfiend. I'm going to now send my Sage to the graveyard, flip their Archfiend face down. They're going to attack over my Regenesis Dragon, and then they're going to banish my Regenesis Birth. No biggie. Here we go. Regenesis Dragon comes right back. Like, the recursion with this deck is truly insane. Once you get it going, it's hard to stop it. It really is. And same with the Horus engine. So, two freaking titans of decks when it comes to recursion. But the Dark Magician Regenesis is superior. Let's see it. We're going to go SP Little Knight. SP Little Knight is not going to do anything. We're just summoning it for fun. Just so it's out there. It's not going to have its first effect because it wasn't summoned with an extra deck monster. We're going to get back the Regenesis Birth, summon our Regenesis monsters. We're going to crash into the Queb, get it off the field. One less monster. They don't have King Sark, so they can't bring it back. Okay. They're going to use the Regenesis in the graveyard, resummon the Regenesis Dragon. I'm going to banish their Imseti. They're going to get rid of my Birth a second time. I'm going to flip their Regenesis Archfiend face down, and then I send an Archfiend to the graveyard, so now I'm able to get my Regenesis Archfiend back to my hand. I'm going to use my Regenesis Warrior there to get rid of the Regenesis Sage, so then they can't use its Omni Negate potential. We're going to now clap them up, because now we have the advantage finally, and we would have been able to go for game, I believe, there, because we would have, with the Regenesis Code and Regenesis Warrior, we would have been able to cook them up. All right, so once again, we're going second. So this one I know is from the Duelist Cup. We are playing Super Poly. I believe we just changed some non-engine. We're gonna shotgun the Maxi right off the bat. It's gonna be met with called by, no big deal. We don't need cards. Who needs to draw cards, really? Okay. 7 Tachyon. I'm going to Ash it. They're gonna called by it again. Now that is a problem, unfortunately. So now we have to experience the full Ryzeal power. So they are just playing Ryzeal. Like I said, this is from the Duels Cup, so this is before Mitsurugi got into the game. So Duo Drive, they're gonna grab Plug-in as well as Plasma Hole, go into Detonator, and grab Aggregator, attach it here so they have another gate off that Detonator. So now they have Plug-in and Plasma Hole set. Okay. We're gonna go Regenesis, grab Regenesis Warrior. They're going to droll me. These dirtbags, man, I swear, these people. All right, Ether Barrel. Ether Barrel is going to be met with a pop, no big deal. We still get to set our Lordly Load. Now, we're going to summon out Regenesis Warrior. They're going to Plasma Hole it. Okay. I'm going to chain, spinning the Detonator. They're now going to pop my face down card. Very sad, no Lordly Load for me. And then they're going to negate the Regenesis Warrior using Regenesis Cross, resummon with the plugin, add another attachment to Detonator, and then they get X for follow for next turn. So, rough situation. We'll see what Super Poly can do. So now, Called by the Graves effects have worn off, so Maxi is playable. And we are going to Super Poly here. Okay? We're going to Super Poly. We didn't activate Maxi, but we Super Poly because Duo Drive now cannot activate anything because it was going to detach from the monsters around it. So Super Poly comes in clutch here. Unfortunately, we draw into Kashtira Unicorn, so we can't summon it off its traditional manner. But Regenesis is going to allow us to summon the Regenesis Warrior. We're going to go Verte Anaconda. They're going to go Chaos Hunter. And this is a very funny scenario, guys. Just because, remember, just because you're playing a good deck, that does not make you a good player. Had they not summoned Chaos Hunter here, they would have survived another turn. Instead, they gave me just enough to finish them off with Dragoon. And remember, this was during the Duels Cup, so like, everyone's playing Chaos Hunter and stuff for Maliss. So, Super Poly comes in clutch there. Very interesting, I guess, just dynamic with this deck because it has a lot of potential. It really does. I want to know what you guys think. Let's go over some deck lists, but I really want to know what you guys think of this deck in the comments below. If you guys really enjoy the Regenesis DM stuff, I could do more of it because I'm not going to lie, it's probably the most unique Dark Magician experience I've ever had. So let me know what you guys think. Let's look at the deck list. All right, Habibis. So I did want to show you guys the 2 different deck lists that I had cooked up. Obviously with the non-engine, you could change it depending on the meta. So you don't have to play Lancias. I think Lancia currently is still, at the time of recording of this, I think Lancia is still prevalent because of Orcust and Maliss still being so good. So I have this deck list here, utilizing some Dark Magician cards. We have the Circle for the DM Triangle, which you guys saw in one of the replays. This is a clean 50 card list. So this is the one I used most recently. 51 cards. A lot of the cards pull from the deck, so it's very consistent and very much able to get the cards you need when necessary. Now, we did cut a lot of the DM cards, Big Sag, but you know, we're trying to summon Dragoon with some Regenesis big boys and Kashtira, and that's essentially the Dark Magician game plan right now until the new support comes out. So, same with also, we utilize the Primite stuff with the Dark Magician engine. So, you're mainly trying to set up Primite with Drill Beam or set up Dragoon, that's your Dark Magician engine. And then obviously you guys saw what the Regenesis stuff does. I like Super Poly with this deck. It's came in clutch, it's given me a lot of, because I think just because there's so many different attributes that I could basically search for whatever my opponent has on the field, because Ryzeal has a lot of different attributes itself. So I could basically get what I need, and if need be, Super Poly my opponent. So I feel like the Super Poly is always active. That's why I like it with this deck. Anyways, let me know what you guys think. If you guys want to see more Regenesis, let me know. This might be our last Regenesis video. I don't know. I like the deck, but I need to know what you guys like. So let's have a discussion in the comments section. If you guys like this video, you know what to do. Hit that thumbs up button. Anyways, Habibis, take care of yourselves. Go out, everyone, make somebody's day special. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace and love.